All the latest comments from Roberto De Zerbi, Mickey van der Ven, James Maddison, as well as updates on transfers from Fabrizio Romano. Here is the daily Tottenham news. Hey everyone, hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel to another edition of the Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all the latest Spurs, rumours, news and reports. My name's Lee, the Dorset Spur, and if you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Okay, so let's get into it. Having beaten Auckland FC and flown from New Zealand to Australia overnight on Sunday, the players were quickly back into pre-season training in Sydney on Monday morning local time. Goals from Dane Scarlett and Richarlison saw us win 2-0 against A-League champions Auckland FC at Eden Park. After our first visit to New Zealand for 50 years, the players now focus on our next two pre-season matches in Sydney. Sydney FC, A-League runners-up in May at the Allianz Stadium on Wednesday evening local time, 10:45 a.m. in the UK, followed by a more familiar foe in Chelsea at the Accor Stadium on Saturday evening local time, 10:45 a.m. in the UK. Roberto De Zerbi has said, "My first impression is Sydney is an amazing city, but we are here to work." Talking to the media, the Spurs boss ahead of the Tottenham Hotspur versus Sydney FC friendly, "It's my first time in Australia. My first impression is Sydney is an amazing city. Very nice. But first of all, we have not too much time to go visit. We have to work. We have to stay focused on the job. We are looking to improve our physical condition, improve our level of play, improve the connection between the players and the relationship with the players in these days in New Zealand and Australia. It's important we go to play in front of our fans because Tottenham have fans everywhere in the world. To build a new team with the qualities for sure, with big players for sure, but with soul, with passion, with all the values we have. Football now is not just on the pitch. It's not just with the ball. It's before, it's in life. It's how many hours during the day you think about your job." Mickey van der Ven on Tottenham's ambition this summer, the unacceptable last season, and Roberto De Zerbi. "It's really good that you can see the club has made some changes. You can see the club has new ambition. It's something that's really important for the players who have been here for a long time. Last season was a stressful season, unacceptable from our side. So to leave all of that behind and go into a new season fresh means a lot. It's going to be different compared to the manager we had last season. It's going to be more with the ball. I think more about playing football. I think it's also going to be more enjoyable for people to watch because we be playing offensive football. You can see De Zerbi has brought a lot of passion into our group, a lot in terms of mentality and passion on the pitch. It's something we needed because everybody was a little bit down. He brings a lot of good energy, and from pre-season, we have really had the time to bring this football into the team. That's really enjoyable. The feeling of the team is really good, to be honest. I have really enjoyed working with De Zerbi. That's what we have been doing in this pre-season, and the guys who are coming in have been unbelievable as well. They have fit in well to the group." Fabrizio Romano on Savinho to Tottenham Hotspur. "Savinho is one of the players they absolutely want. They remain in the conversation. They remain very keen. They are on it. The deal is absolutely on. Savinho is a target for Tottenham and they want to sign one more. The rumours about Rafael Leao, he is not a target for Tottenham. They are not working on a deal. He is not a target." Fabrizio Romano on Tottenham Hotspur target Eli Junior Kroupi. "One name to watch in the next weeks of the transfer window is Junior Kroupi, the striker from Bournemouth. According to my information, Barcelona opened talks with people close to Kroupi and spoke also to Bournemouth about Kroupi as a possibility up front. So Barcelona took some information and made some calls to understand the situation. He's a player they appreciate for sure. The name Kroupi is the name to keep under consideration for Barcelona. The problem is that this deal is also very complicated because Bournemouth don't want to sell the player this summer. Barcelona insist on keeping Kroupi at the club this summer, so it's not easy for Barcelona. It's very clear Bournemouth do not want to sell. Several clubs have been considering him for weeks. The answer is always the same. They don't want to lose him, therefore no price has been set. They want to keep the player. Barcelona have no intention to enter into any complicated negotiation. The file is cold as Bournemouth don't want to sell the player. Sky News Italy have reported that Inter are in talks to sign John Stones, but still want to sign Spurs defender Christian Romero. Fabrizio Romano on Spurs defender Christian Romero. Inter's position has now changed on Romero. Following their deal to sign John Stones, they now feel covered with centre-backs. The deal for Romero is now on hold, despite Inter being in touch with his agents. Sporting Spain are stating that Romero is holding out for Barcelona to come in for him. Manor Solomon's agent, Ronan Katzev, even, has stated that his client is hoping to leave Spurs for a permanent deal this summer. He needs to be given a training camp as Tottenham player right now. The fact that he's starting in friendlies doesn't mean anything. A coach can start with a second or third string lineup and then mix things up, so it doesn't mean a thing. Next season, I don't like to speculate. We have over a month left in the transfer window. What I will say is that the goal will be to a permanent transfer, not a loan. Statistically speaking, the last week of the window is the busiest. He wants to be dominant and make an impact, and that probably won't happen at Tottenham. It doesn't seem like the right place for him, and they have given up on him too easily along the way. The real goal is to find a place where he can play regularly. Mana is a very high quality player, both mentally and professionally. I won't mention any specific team by name, that wouldn't be appropriate. The goal is to remain in one of the top 5 leagues without a doubt. Ledley King on Andy Robertson's shirt number gesture. For him to decide not to wear the shirt, that was a testament to his character really, a great sign of respect. Of course, I know he's a legend at Liverpool in that same shirt. It was a really nice touch. We spoke at the airport before we came out and we shared a few words about it. It was nice. James Maddison, head of Tottenham versus Sydney FC season friendly. The manager is very clear. The goals are to be better, to play better football, to be passionate and to be proud to play for this club. If we listen to his style principles, if we keep the short-term targets of trying to be better and trying to implement the way he'll play, the long-term targets will be better in the long run. We are still learning the way he plays. As a player, he's a coach you want to play for because he loves everything with the ball. He's very attacking and I'm really excited. James Maddison on the upcoming 26-27 Premier League season. First game of the season, Brentford, a big season for us under a new manager. We want to have a successful season. We need to be better than the last couple of seasons. So it's kind of all just preparation leading to that first game. All eyes are on Wednesday's pre-season clash with Sydney FC. On Wednesday, we take on A-League side looking to make it 3 wins out of 3 so far in pre-season. Our second of 3 games is on our pre-season tour of New Zealand and Australia. It is our first game in Sydney with a small matter of Chelsea to come on Saturday. Ahead of the game, the squad have been hard at work with Roberto De Zerbi in the Australian city. So just some thoughts on this. I guess the big one really that I probably wanted to talk about was the comments from Mickey van der Ven. It kind of seems a little bit like a side swipe. Thomas Frank for sure, talking about wanting to play more offensive football, be better to watch, and so on and so forth, and the feeling within the squad being an awful lot better, new players coming in, feeling part of it, and so on. And it all feels a lot about passion within the group, feeling happy, having some enjoyable time, all that kind of stuff. So it feels like we are going in the right direction. I don't think there was any doubt looking at Mickey van der Ven last season. There was lots of people saying, good riddance, he'd given up, he wasn't interested and so on. there was clearly something going on in the background, and that now seems to be put to bed. Towards the end of the season, when De Zerbi came in, you could almost see the totally different player to the player that we'd been seeing all season. So it's really good to see that he's kind of knuckling down and saying the right things and moving on with it. And of course, it's the same with the comments from Maddison as well. You know, they all know they let us down last season. They all know that they want to do better, and that we cannot keep going down this road of ending so low in the league. So for me, I think everything's pointing in the right direction. Be interesting to see how we get on against Chelsea. That will be the catalyst for me, depending on what kind of teams both squads put out. It'll be interesting to see whether we really kind of put out a proper first team in the first half and so on, and whether they do the same, just to see how competitive it is leading up to sort of coming back and getting into the nitty-gritty of pre-season. So, yeah, I'm sure it will be good. And the timings are pretty good, you know, with a quarter to 11 kickoff. So a lot of fans in the UK will also be able to watch as well. So that's good news. So anyway, listen, thanks for watching and for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. I'll see you on the next one. And as always, up the Spurs.